Hi, this is Kyle with Music is a Verb, and in my last video, I listened to Mood by 24kGoldn. I developed a list of qualities that I heard in the song, and today I've built the track using those qualities that sound something like Mood, and then written a quick snippet of a chorus to sing on the top of it. Hopefully I wind up with something that sounds like it has the spirit and the aesthetic of Mood without copying it outright. Let's take a look. Okay, so what we're looking at is my session in Logic Pro for creating a track like Mood. This song really didn't have that many elements, but the ones it had, it used really effectively. So I started by just imitating the drum groove. If I loop a section, it sounds like this. So not a lot going on, but there are some things I want to talk about. One is that the kick, the snare, and the clap are all very dry. The other thing is that the hi-hat has been kind of clipped off, right? It's so that it sounds really, really clicky. That's something that I noticed in the track, and I think they may have even used a sample of something entirely different than a hi-hat for that really, really clicky sound. Once I had this, I wanted to do something that I heard in the track, which was I wanted to line the bass up exactly. So if I keep the drum sequence up here, you'll see that I added a bass part. I'm going to add it in now. That lines exactly up with the bass drum hits. Every pair lines are right up with the bass drum hits, and it follows the chords that I wanted to use for the song. I then routed that MIDI through my mini log, and I got a sound that was something like this. Here's them together. And you can hear how that bass and kick work exactly together. It's almost like they're a single instrument. That's exactly what we wanted for this track. On top of this, I played a guitar part. Now, I wanted to make a guitar riff that was something like the one in the song using a chord melody. So rather than play it all at once, after listening to the track a few more times, I decided that it was probably two separate guitars that were just processed deadlocked together so that they are treated as one guitar. So if I show you this first guitar part, you'll see it's power chords. You can also see that I cut out those sections of silence so that it stays really tight. Pretty simple progression going on. I added on top of this another guitar playing a melody, but in dead lockstep with that guitar so that they'll function as a single instrument. I played those together, and then I added some delay to both of them together so that it, one, gels them together, and two, mimics the delay that I heard in the track. Sounds like this. And you get something that sounds like a guitar chord melody. When I add that in with the drums and the bass, it sounds like this. So this is kind of all that's going on instrumentally in this track. But I couldn't stop there. If I stopped there, the video would be about 2 minutes long, and there wasn't much for me to do. So after I did this, I decided to take a stab at writing a little snippet of a chorus that kind of is a parody of what they did in Mood. So I did a couple of things in order to do this. I wrote some lyrics that were in the vein of what they did in Mood, and then I recorded both a call part and a response part. This is something that I hear going on in the song, and even though they don't really use it as a call and response, they definitely have the vocal layers overlapping, where one is finishing and a new vocal is starting. It's not just one single take. I wanted to emulate that with my vocal. So here's the basic call and response part, but with just a single vocal. You can see that I have doubles and triples, as well as a harmony part. We'll add those in after. Here's just the basic call and response that I came up with for the chorus. Here it comes.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
All right, so these vocals have some standard effects on them, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, but I just want to talk about an extra layer of delay for those delay throws that I used, that I heard so much being used in Mood. At the end of every line, we throw the last word to an eighth note ping pong delay, which will shoot it from the left ear to the right ear. Take a listen at the ends of these lines of the vocal call.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
So I really think that helped accentuate the ends of those lines, but I also think it helped to fill some of the space. Again, there's not that much going on in this track, and it keeps things interesting. So each one of these vocals got a double and a triple, hard panned left and right. This is what I was talking about in my last video, how vocal triples, left, right, center, have become the standard for pop. They're not all at the same volume. You'll notice that the left and the right ones are lower in the mix than the main one, but they're there and they really help to make the vocal huge. They're not meant to sound any different. It's tracked so that it's the same exact thing, but they're set aside and it really creates this dynamic vocal. So I'm going to add in those doubles and triples, and we can hear those coming in.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
So after this, I wanted two things. One, I wanted some harmony in the chorus. This doesn't happen in Mood until the very end in the last chorus, but I wanted to still add it in mind. So I added a harmony part sitting above just the response. The call sits on its own, and then the response has a harmony part. Take a listen.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
One final vocal layer, which is these heys. I just said, hey, 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 over and over, and then I layered them so that I got 8 of them. I panned half of them to the left, half of them to the right, and you wind up with something that sounds like this.
Hey, 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 hey.
It's a little bit silly on its own, but I think it adds something to the chorus, just a little bit of movement to keep the track going. Take a listen and watch out for them. I'll keep it like this so you can see when they come.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
This would be a verse or something like that, and then I bring the chorus in one more time at the end.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get something other than a mood? Doesn't make it better when you try to play it cute.
So that's my attempt to make a track that's something like Mood based on what I heard when I listened through it. Let me know how I did. Did I get anywhere close? I certainly don't think I created something as great as Mood is, but I was just trying to match the aesthetics and think what would happen if you used all of the qualities we found in that track. Anyway, let me know if I failed, succeeded, or anything else in the comments below. If you like videos like these, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.
So tell me how come you always feel down, never wanna come out sitting with your crown. Why can't I get some?